On the test, there will be one graphing problem that will involve the letter E. Okay. Now, what is E? 2.7, right? So e to the first power is 2.7. What's e to the 0 power? 1. And I think I told you what e squared is, but I didn't mention this a lot of times. E squared is 7.4. Okay. So these are the three numbers that you should probably keep in mind. Okay. And so what we would do in this case, well, we have to set up some x values. So now let's see how smart you are. What x values are good? We need to have a 0. -1 would be a good one. 1 would be a good one. Why is -1 a good one? Because that brings the power to 0. So that's why we will propose -1, 0, and 1 for these three x values. Again, we're very target oriented. We are looking at the exponent and design our x values so that we have an easy life. So we say, all right, if x is -1, so then you have negative e to the 0 power plus 2, which is -1 plus 2, which is 1. So right here, -1 comma 1. Are we good so far? Okay, this is simply e to the 0 power, which is 1. And the negative stays up front, in front of the parentheses. Okay. If I change the x to 0, so 0 plus 1 would be 1. So it would be negative 2.7. Negative 2.7 plus 2 would be negative 0.7. Okay. So your y-intercept, it's 0 comma negative 0.7. Okay. I'm erasing it because I want to show everything on the same screen. You can definitely use the space below it to do your calculations. And then if you have x equals to 1, so 1 plus 1 is square, right? E square is 7.4, so you have negative 7.4 plus 2, which is negative 5.4. So at 1, it's negative 5.4, so somewhere right here. The asymptote, it's going to be at y equals to 2. So therefore, now, here's one thing I observed when I was grading your quizzes, is that when you draw your graph, 1, it has to be long enough, and 2, the graph has to approach towards the asymptote. Okay, the graph has to approach towards the asymptote. If not, it will be pretty ugly. Okay, so the asymptote is y equals to 2. Let me go ahead and color code this to orange so they can see the color pairing. Now, I'm gonna say it's neither growth or decay, or technically it'll be a negative growth. But I'm just gonna say, don't worry about this. Okay. The domain would be all real numbers as usual. The range in this case would be negative infinity all the way to 2. Okay, so just want to use this problem to show you how you will do a graph when E is involved, like this. Okay, so E to the 0 power is 1, E to the first power is 2.7, E squared is 7.4. And that would be the way you handle the numbers. Try not to use e cube or put yourself in a position that you would do e cube. Just utilize these three numbers and life is good.